What's poppin', everybody? It is your boy Jordan, and I am back with another video. You read the title. Today, we're going to be doing our Scream 7 predictions. Who will be Ghostface? Who will die? Who will survive? Who will be AI? I did not mean to rhyme. Uh, who will be the red herring? Etc. Alright, so let's just hop straight into this. Alright, starting off our list, we got McKenna Grace's character, who is Tatum Evans. Survive. Don't see them killing off Sydney's daughter. Also, don't see her being a ghost face. I think that would be redundant and trite, I guess you could say, right? I just don't see her being Ghostface. I don't see her dying. Obviously not AI, and I don't even think they're gonna try to make her a red herring. You know what for? We know she's not gonna be the killer. This guy, Timothy Simmons, I swear to God, like, and I'm a Scream fanatic. Yeah, I somehow did not know that this man, whoever he is, was going to be in this film. I recognize him as an actor, so no disrespect to him, but I, I did not know he was going to be in this movie. I'm going to assume that he's the psych patient, and I'm going to say that the psych patient is a red herring. Okay, so that's who I think he's going to be. And he also might end up dying. I don't know if like months ago, maybe even over a year ago, I don't know how long it was, but apparently like there was a scene with Sydney and Gail. I don't know if they run him over or something, or if they see him in the car. I might be making shit up in my head. Again, I get so much movie news, who knows? But I could have sworn that, Gail and Sydney go looking for him or something and they see him while they're driving. I don't know. I might be making that shit up completely, but I think he's going to be a psych patient and I think he's going to die as well. But I also think, more importantly, he's going to be played off as a red herring in the film. I think that's his main purpose, and whoever Ghostface is kind of trying, basically creating him as a red herring, and leading Sydney and Gail to them. And we're going to find out that he has some sort of connection to them potentially, because of that photo that is sitting in the room. So, yeah, I think he's going to play a pretty crucial role, even though we haven't heard much about his character. I think he's going to be the psych patient. Jasmine Savoy Brown's Mindy. I want to say die, but I was talking to my boy Marcus from I Shot Him Six Times, as well as Sister Pam, on his Raw Footage podcast, about how stupid I think it would be for them to kill Mindy or Chad in a non-Sam and Tara centric film. I just think, I don't know, maybe it's just a me thing, so maybe I'm the one tripping. I don't think either one of them are gonna die. Honestly, if they do it, man, kudos to them. They have the balls. Congratulations. But I just don't. If I was the person writing, if I was directing, I just couldn't see myself killing Chad or Mindy in a film that doesn't have Sam and Tara and that doesn't involve them coming into the story like Sydney did when Dewey died. A lot of people might be saying, well, I don't really care about these characters. That's not really the point. It's just the fact of the matter that story-wise, it doesn't make sense, right? Even if they're on bad terms, I still feel like they would come, you know, into, what's this, the town that Sydney's in now, Fallbrooks, right? I feel like they would go to Fallbrooks, right? Sam babysat Chad, and I assume Mindy as well. Tara was, really good friends with them, and we saw on Scream 6 that her and Chad were basically in a relationship, or a relationship was forming. So I don't know, man. I'm just gonna say survive. If they kill him off, I'm gonna clap my hands, because I'm like, hey, at least they had the balls to do it. But at the same time, I'm gonna be like, but Sam and Tara aren't in the movie. You kind of just fucked up, right? I do believe one day one day, at least Melissa Barrera will come back to the franchise one day, right? To at least be in one more movie. Potentially even Jenna Ortega, who knows? I know they probably can't even afford her at this point. She's a really, hit that megastar status. Um, but yeah, I hope they don't kill either one. It just doesn't make sense in my opinion. And this is uh Michelle Randolph? Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, I don't know actors' names too well, but this is Michelle Randolph. And she's in the supposed opening scene. We don't know if it is the opening scene or not. It could be the end of the film for all we know, but I'm gonna assume that it is the opening scene. And I think she dies. In fact, they put out like fucking 50 TV spots, and I think we see her pretty much with like a stab wound on her stomach because, as we know from the first trailer that we got back in, on Halloween Day in 2025, she fell from the chandelier onto the knife. So that's pretty obvious that she's gonna die. That's an easy one. David Arquette's Dewey, of course, he is an AI mimic. He died. He got gutted by Amber. Now I'm just playing. It might be Stu. I've been kind of changing my mind on that a little bit. You might be shocked at where I put Matthew Lillard in this tier list. That's all I'm gonna say. But yeah, he's going to be an AI mimic. That's the extent of his character, unless they do some sort of dream sequence or even nightmare sequence for either Sydney or Gale. I don't see them doing that for his character in particular. If they do, it'll be in Gale for Gale. But yeah, he's an AI mimic. Mason Gooding, right? Chad Meeks Martin. I personally think he's going to survive once again because I don't think it makes sense to kill Chad or Mindy in a non-Sam or Tara centric movie. It would be almost, even though, of course, I'm not saying that they're as likable as the core three from the original trilogy, right? But just based off logic, that would basically be like if Dewey died in Scream 5 and Sydney wasn't in the film at all. We'd be wondering, wait, that doesn't really make sense. You know what I mean? Same thing here. So I think Chad's going to survive. And potentially they'll both be in future Scream films that may involve Sam or Tara. That's at least my hope for the two characters. I love Chad. I like seeing his character on screen. Scream 6, he definitely made a good impression. He was much better than he was in Scream 5. Mindy, I actually liked her in Scream 5 better than Scream 6, but maybe she'll grow on me in this film. Who knows? Anna Camp. Jessica. Leslie Mocker. You're Ghostface, dude. Okay, you're Ghostface. Especially after me seeing your performance in You Season 5. Dude, she played the hell out of those twin sisters in that show, dude. Especially the more malicious, villainous one, the devious twin of the two. Even back then, I was kind of like, man, she'd be a good Ghostface, and I think, the writers and producers of Scream 7 thought the same, and that's why she's here to play Ghostface. But then again, I thought that about Josh Segura, who played Danny in Scream 6, which I still think that's a huge fucking mistake. I think Scream 6 would have easily been the best sequel in the franchise if, and maybe I'm going off on a tangent, but it'll be short. I think they should have made Josh Segura's character a soul killer in Scream 6 and made him Richie's brother and took the whole, three killer thing out, even though that was interesting and unique for the time. But, Detective Bailey and his kids, the worst ghost faces in the franchise, especially Ethan. But they should have made him the solo killer. And I kind of feel the same way here. Not that they should make Anna Camp's character the solo killer, which I don't think is going to happen, as you'll see in this tier list. But I do think it would be a waste of her talents to not have her be Ghostface. Just like I think it would be a waste for them to not have another character we're going to talk about on this tier list be Ghostface. But over the past couple of days, I've since changed my mind on said character. But we'll get to that when we get to it. I think she's going to be Ghostface. I think she's going to be Leslie Mocker. And whether Stu is alive or not, I think she's going to be the killer regardless. And, you know, I haven't seen any of the leaks or anything, but I'd imagine, you know, she's the killer. I just would. I think it's what everybody is gonna think pretty much. It's gonna be a predictable film, just like kind of like the last two. Um, Asa German, I think. Ghostface. Now, here's something I've never heard anybody say. Here's a prediction I've never heard anybody say. I think Asa German's character might be a fake son to Jessica. Okay, I don't think this dude is actually Jessica's real son, right? And if she's Leslie Mocker, you know, by extension, Vince's real brother. I think this guy might be a sort of Mickey-like character where he's hired by Jessica, you know, Anna Camp's character. Either that or he is actually her son. Either one. But I think he's going to be Ghostface with Anna Camp. I think he was maybe hired by Anna Camp to help with this, or maybe he's a part of a Stu Macher cult. Sorry for spitting, Jesus. Maybe a Stu Macher cult member. But that's my predictions for him. Mark Evans. Survive. I know the trailers have been, you know, Joel McHale's character. I know the trailers have been showing him getting stabbed the fuck up, but I think that's just to misleading us. I think he's gonna survive that, especially after the past two films where characters are surviving the craziest shit. We only saw him get stabbed twice, so it's very plausible that he could survive, especially after all the stabs that Chad Meeks Martin had survived. But anyways, next we got my boy Sam Reckner. Now, originally, I'll put my boy, like, as soon as they announced him, it was up here. Up until about a week ago, I had him pegged as a Ghostface. I don't think they're going to do that now, unfortunately, bro, because this is yet another character. This is yet another Josh Segarra situation where, you know, to this day, I still think it was a literal waste to have Josh Segarra in that movie and not make him the killer. It's going to be a waste if this guy isn't the killer. And the reason I say that is because he played a role in this Australian show called Heartbreak High. He was in season 2 of it. The last 2 episodes, if you go and watch those last 2 episodes, you'll see what I mean. He wasn't like a villain or a bad guy per se. He kind of was, but kind of wasn't at the same time. My boy Marcus kind of described it perfectly. Gave me a word for it. Devious. You know, I remember because that season of the show came out in 2024, I believe. I remember exactly when that show came out and I watched his performance in those last 2 episodes. I remember saying out loud, like, dude, that dude would be a great Ghostface. And then, like, a year later, he gets cast as a character in Scream 7. So, I swear to God, it's insane. But I don't think they're going to do it. I think they're going to give us another letdown like they did with Josh Segarra, not making him the Ghostface killer. I think they're going to just make this guy... I don't even know if he's going to be a death. I don't know, man. It's up in the air with this guy. He's either Ghostface or he's going to die, right? We don't see him get attacked in any of the other trailers, which is suspicious to me. So I think what might happen if he is a Ghostface, he's going to be an early kill, along with another character who I think is going to be an early kill, which we'll get to. But if he is a Ghostface, I think he's going to be an early kill. And, you know, soon after Sydney opens the door and, you know, Tatum throws him off and they had that fun little moment, I think later that night, because Sydney's wearing the same shirt she was wearing in the scene where her and Tatum were going into the walls. So I think it's going to be that same night. I think he's going to come in and attack, right? He fights Mark and he fights, them, and he dies. But, that's an alternate theory. I'm just going to go with that he dies. I might come back to him, actually. I don't know. I haven't had my mind made up on him, but I hope he's Ghostface because I know, based off experience, he definitely has the acting chops for that role. Definitely. Now, my boy Matthew Lillard, my boy Stu Macher. I'm gonna be bold. I'm gonna I'm gonna be bold and say he's Ghostface. Now, I don't know how they're gonna do it. I don't know what they're gonna do to, explain it or whatever. But I'm just gonna go with it. I think it's very likely he won't be Ghostface. But with the theory I'm going with right now, with Anna Camp being his sister, that's the theory I'm going with. Asa German's character, which is her son, is either actually her son, aka Vince's brother as well, or he's being paid by Anna Camp's character to help her carry out the murder spree, or what's most likely, he's a part of Stu's cult. Or he could be, her son and be a part of the cult. Either one. But that's up in the air. I think Stu, there's a chance that he might actually be alive. Just because, I've been thinking about it. Even though, personally, I know people have said, again, I'm not gonna spoil or anything. I haven't seen the leaks, but people who have just say they don't like the ending. I don't know if that confirms Stu's in it or not, because I think it'd be foolish to say, well, if Stu was in it, people would love the ending, because that's certainly not the case, and that's why people like me and even Fate Decided, right? If you watch his channel, that's why we don't want him back necessarily, even though I would be head over heels, even though. Overall, I don't want him back just because I feel like they might ruin the character and not do it justice. I don't know. I think he's probably going to be in the film just because me knowing Hollywood and what they value over anything, money, I think they're going to do the fan service thing, whether it's a good twist or not. I think they're going to do it. I just hope they make it good. That's all I can ask. Then we got Ethan Embry. I think he's the psych ward patient. I've heard people say that he's going to be a Ghostface because, he's going to be the inside guy at the psych ward. But I think he's just going to be potentially a red herring. But honestly, I think he's going to die, and I think he's going to be a red herring. I think the psych patient and Ethan Embry's character is going to be a red herring. He doesn't seem to be the most important character. So I don't really see him being a Ghostface unless he's going to be fodder. But then we got McKenna Grace's character of Hannah. I believe her name is. She's going to die, and I believe the trailer spoiled that. Maybe. I think that's her hanging all crazy like on the stage. So I think we already have confirmation that she's dead. If not, it's a different character that isn't on the cast list. But yeah, Mark Consuelos, I think is his name. I'm not too familiar with him as an actor, so forgive me for that. He's gonna be a rival news reporter for Gale, from what I've heard. And I think he's just going to die. We haven't seen much of him in the trailers. But then again, we haven't seen much of too many of the characters in the trailer. We've seen Mark a lot. Of course, Sydney's daughter, as well as Sidney Prescott herself. Haven't really even seen Anna Camp's character, even though everybody thinks she's going to be the killer. But so it doesn't really, confirm one way or not or another. But I do think he's going to be death in the film. Maybe one of the more brutal kills. Again, absolute cannon fodder. Scott Foley's Roman Bridger. AI. He got shot in the head you know the rules of the films. He's dead. Simple as that. He might be in some dream sequences, but for the most part, he's definitely going to be AI. Ghostface is going to taunt Sydney with her brother's voice. And that's that. That's what I think it is. And for the record, even though I'm putting Stu and Ghostface as well, I think he's also going to be AI. But anyways, Jimmy Tatro's character. Now, this is one a lot of you guys are definitely going to disagree with me on. I think he's gonna be a Ghostface. I think he is the one that calls his girlfriend, and I think he's gonna kill his girlfriend. But I also think he's gonna be like an early kill, and if not, he's just gonna be like an early reveal where like the whole movie we actually know it's him. Again, this is a bold prediction. Like realistically, I know like if I were to bet my life on it or something, I'd probably say he would die. But this is just me being bold. I truly feel that this is definitely something that could be a possibility, though. He's one of the Ghostface cult members, and either his girlfriend also kills him after he stabs her and, you know, sets the house on fire. And that's like, oh my God, he was a Ghostface. Could this mean? Or he survives a little further into the film and gets killed then. But I think, you know, I'm going with the bold prediction. We got to have cast members fill up, you know, that Ghostface slot, you know, if it's going to be a Stu Macher cult, especially if he's at the helm of it. Hold on, let me check a text real quick. my little brother, my little brother just texted me. He said, quick sketch I made while recapping on screen. By the way, me and my family are pulling up 8 people deep to the theater to watch Scream 7 Thursday night on the 26th. But he literally just drew this. He's a real good artist. Look at that. Ghostface. That shit is cold. But anyways, Celeste O'Connor's character of Chloe, I think that's the character's name. I would say she's a Ghostface cult member, but honestly, I just think that she's gonna die. We saw a shot of her getting stabbed on the bar, so she probably will just be cannon fodder, like the rest of the people in the category. Yeah. Kind of sucks that I didn't have much to say about her or McKenna Grace because the trailers kind of spoiled their deaths. It could be fake though, right? One of my theories is that in that scene, Ghostface is using retractable knives and somebody's witnessing her being murdered, or there's cameras and you know he stabs her with retractable knives and drags her off camera, and they can't find her body, and then she gets revealed at the end. But I don't think they're going to do that, especially because I think they're going to go with a lot of different twists and turns in this movie that aren't that. So I don't think they're going to do that. I think Celeste O'Connor's character is just going to die. Nev Campbell, Sydney Prescott. Of course, she's going to survive. She is going to survive. She's 100% going to survive this movie. We already got Scream 8 confirmed. And I think in the past, I don't know if Kevin Williamson said it or somebody else did, but they basically confirmed that they're never going to kill Sydney ever. So, yeah. Yeah, that's a pretty short one, right? We all know the GOAT is going to make it, you know, live to another Scream. Gail Weathers, played by Courtney Cox. You know, for the last few months, I've been kind of speculating that she's going to die. And low-key, I want her to die. As much as I loved Gail, the character, I don't like her. She's really annoying, in my opinion. I've always kind of felt this way. That she was low-key an asshat. You know what I'm saying? Bothering my girl Sydney Prescott. Leave her the fuck alone. Looks like she's also going to be pushing Sydney's buttons, according to some sneak peeks we've seen and some trailers or whatever. But I do think she's going to survive. Also, I low-key feel like I saw a photo in like the official marketing. So it's not like a spoiler. It is something that they actually put out. I feel like they showed a photo of her at the end at Sydney's house, which I wish they wouldn't have shown that. I don't know. I could be incredibly wrong and might just be making that up in my head, but I know the photo is real, but who knows when it takes place at the movie. It just, to me, it gives final act energy, and that they kind of just spoiled it, in my opinion. But I think she's going to survive to live another day. And I think she's going to be in Scream 8 because Gail Weathers is in every Scream movie. Um, but anyways, that's my final list. Let me know if you agree or disagree. I mean, by the time you guys see this video, we'll literally be like less than, well, we'll be like basically like 24 hours away from the actual film being released and people seeing it full force, and you know what I'm saying? But, you know, I really did want to make this video regardless. I thought it'd be fun. If you enjoyed, make sure to like, comment, share, subscribe. I literally only uploaded one Scream 7 video throughout this channel's history. Like, basically over the last 3 years. I've done a few live streams, of course, right? My channel is kind of known for live streams. But I'm definitely going to be uploading during the Scream 8 rollout, right? When we get updates about that. I have a feeling that's going to be released in 27. Hopefully not in 28. I want it to be in 27. I don't know. Whatever. Like, more important than anything, make the film good, right? But I feel like we're going to have a Scream 2 situation where it comes out like a little under a year, or basically at the year mark, or maybe a couple months after that 1 year mark. I kind of hope so, man. You know, I'm a Scream fiend, man. I've been a fan of this franchise since I was like 6 years old. You know, I'm 23 right now, so long time fan. But I hope you guys enjoyed the predictions. Let me know down below. Go to the comment section at your own risk. I will not be reading them until after Thursday when I've seen the movie, because I don't want to get spoiled. There's already, by the way, I want to mention something. I'm not going to spoil anything. Again, I haven't seen the leaks. But there's so many dumbasses who are either pieces of shit or just fucking stupid. They did this with Scream 5 too. So it's not even a Melissa Barrera situation, or it's not even necessarily being done because of her. I think it might just be dumb fans. But just pro tip, especially once people really see the movie, because it's going to happen again, just like it did with Scream 5. Maybe if you're going to upload content talking about a spoilery moment, or uploading a blurry clip of you recording the screen in the theater, maybe don't put the spoiler in the thumbnail and at the beginning of the title, right? Because what happened with Scream 5, and thank God I saw it before seeing this, but the day after I saw the movie, which was the day it came out or whatever, right? I saw like the early viewing, like I'm going to do this year. But basically, they said Dewey's death, spoiler warning. Or maybe they even put spoiler warning before, right? But they probably really did put Dewey's death, Scream 5, major spoiler warning. And then, here's the kicker. They put an image of Dewey dying in the thumbnail. Like, I just think we got a lot of stupid fans. I'm just going to be honest. So, if any of you are one of those people, please don't do it. Like, it's counterintuitive. Some of you guys might just be dickheads who enjoy spoiling the movie. I don't know. But yeah, I just wanted to mention that real quick before ending the video. But again, like, comment, share, subscribe, and I will see you in the next video. Be in the comment section at your own risk. You cannot blame me for being spoiled if you do get spoiled. With that being said, I will see you in the next video. Bye.